When is the best time to work out for the most amount of growth? 12 to 1, that window is perfect. All right, guys and girls, here we are, Elite, and a topic that I get asked often is, Chris, when's the best time to train? And I normally just go, because there's so much gray area, right? And it depends upon a lot of things. So number one to me is when it fits your schedule best. So a lot of times when people hear me say that, they're like, well, that means after work. And I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's before work. Maybe it's on your lunch break. What I've always thought about personally is I want to pick a workout time where I'm the least distracted. I'm not getting a ton of phone calls. My phone's not going bananas. And it just, when it feels right for me, right? Like, so for example, if you're a doctor and you know if you get in early, no one's going to bother you. You're going to get in, get a great session. You're going to be mentally dialed in and focused, and then you'll be able to go to work and not worry about training at all. You have to eat your rest of your 5 meals and be done. That to me feels perfect. If you're someone who wakes up, works early, and then that you know after work you have nothing to do, you get no emails, your boss leaves you alone, that's when you're mentally free. By all means, that is the best time. And then like for me, for example, when I used to train people all day long, like I would always train my morning clients, I'd have a manager's meeting in the middle of the day, I'd train right after that, and I'd have all my afternoon and nighttime clients. And that's when it fit the best because one, the gym was always dead, so I could really hammer through my workout at a very efficient clip. But two, it kind of split my day up to where I could be really focused in the morning, have my fun in the middle of the day, and then I'm back to locked in because I'm like, I've already had my playtime in the gym. Now it's time to focus back on work and making money. So for me, I've always thought about the optimal time to work out is when it fits your schedule best. You might also find that, like, for example, if you get 2 off days per week, you make both of those training days. And I know that seems very weird, right? For a lot of times people are like, oh, it's Sunday, I have to be off. It has to be an off day. Well, if you're off Saturday and Sunday, why wouldn't you train your 2 hardest body parts that day? You have 0 distractions, you have no work, and limited responsibilities those days, most likely. So for years, I trained legs on a Saturday, I trained back on Sunday. Now, is that an optimal split, having legs and back to back? No, but I knew that's when I was gonna be the least distracted. I only worked a half day on Saturdays, and I typically didn't work on Sundays, so I had a full day to dedicate to training back. So again, to me, when it fits your schedule is the best time. Next up, and this is a tenet that I live, die, and breed by. And yes, I said breed, which I mean pass on to the next generation. I do not, capital do not, if muscle growth is your goal, do not believe in fasted training. But Chris, no. There is no scientific study that you can show me that says you eating before bed and then fasting for 6 to 8 hours in training is gonna be optimal for muscle growth. Sorry, don't believe it. I don't care if you have to wake up, pound a protein shake, oats, and almond butter, and then go train. I don't care if you have to have a Finney bar by Biotest. Like, I'd rather you have something and a liter of water in your system than going in there fasted. The fastest way to not get a pump, not grow, not progress in the gym is training fasted. I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time on this. Like, is it a great time for fat loss? Hell yes. So if you wanna get up and do your cardio fasted, listen, I'm a proponent of that. Get up, wear that Stairmaster treadmill, bike out, fasted, then eat meal 1, shower, go to work. Heck yeah, perfect. But training to gain muscle fasted, absolutely not. Hard no go. And then final thing here, guys, like let's say you have a little bit of flexibility. What you have to do is I highly suggest you experimenting. So how do you feel training after 1 meal? What about after 2? What about after 3? Are you even better after you have 5 meals? And what I found personally, like, can I train a body part like arms after 1 meal? Yeah, I can. It's not that challenging. It's not central nervous system fatiguing. I'm great. But for the most part for me, to have a good, hard, progressive training session, legs, back, chest, shoulders, I need at least 2 meals, ideally 3, and then I'm looking at no less than 3/4 of a gallon of water, so 3 liters of water. That is where I'm gonna be the most alert, have the most strength, and I am the most ready to train. Next time, as the people say, well, Chris, what about nighttime? Like, if you feel great after 3, what do you feel like after 5? For me, I'm winding down after 5 meals. My brain is turning off. I've worked pretty much all day with clients, and outside of a special circumstance of traveling for vacation or just maybe I have a bunch of meetings or clients and I can't train until nighttime, will I do that? Of course, because I'm gonna opt for a nighttime workout over not working out. But in an ideal world, that's just simply too late and too many meals and too much water. By then, like as I said, I wanna sit down on the couch, I wanna watch a show with Angela, I wanna play with Daxton on the PlayStation. Like, we're going to football practice. Like, for me, I have too much stuff going on at night where I don't wanna think about training. I wanna already get that knocked out and checked off for my list. And that way I can have all my effort and energy to focus on the things that are outside of my workout window. And then last thing here is like what you have to experiment with is finding when your peak strength is. And for me, I know like early morning, that's not it. I'm actually peak strength anywhere between 2 and 4 meals. And I know that from years of trial and error. So play around with that variable. Also play around with, in my mind, like when your gym is dead. Because to me, there's nothing worse than going in to say, do hack squats, and there's a line of 3 people waiting. Or you're like, man, I really want to go hammer some cables in the arms, and there's like a line of people doing cable crossovers. So I'm never gonna be a proponent of like 5 to 6 to 7 p.m. training, like unless I just have to, because it's just annoying in a large commercial gym. So when you're a place like Dwayne's at Elite, pretty much have free reign all time, anytime. But if you are relegated to being in a corporate gym, I would highly suggest trying to manipulate that. So even though it might be most efficient for you to work out after work, say at 6 o'clock, if that's me, I'm gonna actually push that to 8 or 8:30 p.m. and train later because I wanna avoid that crowd. So I know I didn't give you any really hard answers about when the best time to work out is. You know what, I'm gonna give you a hard answer. 12 o'clock. That's the answer, 12 o'clock. 12 to 1, that window is perfect. That is the peak time. So there you have it, guys. The best time to work out, 12 to 1. But in all seriousness, the best time is when it fits your schedule. So if you take any advice from me, always know, be fluid, listen to your body, and that's going to give you the best results. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, Christmas TV.